Hey everybody, it's FloppyZombii and I've got another narrated Wi-Fi battle here for you against dodododododorov on YouTube. This is actually his NU tournament, round 1. I was unfortunate enough to come across him, because if he fails on his first round that's quite embarrassing, but he said he wouldn't mind because he made this tournament for fun. But yeah. Anyway, I leave Articuno, he leads the Gulligo and switches out because he's predicting the obvious ice type attack. Here he realises that I'm physical and goes straight for the Will-O-Wisp, which unfortunately misses, which could have cost him the absolute full game completely, because I get a crit on this Sky attack, and this Sky attack kills his She-Nail. And yeah, that's kind of bad because that's his special wall, and every other member of my party except Articuno is specially attacking, which I didn't realise till he told me after the battle. He goes in, I set up the Reflect, he goes into Quagsire and sets up the Toxic, and I set up the Reflex. I know Quagsire is either physical and Ice Punch could probably do something to me, I don't know, because this is max defense Articuno. So he goes in Ice Punches, like I said, and because the Reflex up, my Lombre takes that like an absolute beast, and yeah, I go for the substitute here, and I get a free Ice Beam off on the Shift Tree. He breaks my sub with a Dark Pulse, which is pretty respectable because, come on, it's a Shift Tree. It's a Choice Specs. I believe it's Choice Specs or Choice Scarf Shift Tree. I think it's Specs personally, but I'm not sure. He survives on what 4 HP. And I go into Articuno and he predicts the obvious Ice Shard. No, he doesn't. What do I do here? I'll go for the Reflect. Wait, no, I switched out. Yeah, that's the one. And he predicts the obvious Ice Shard here and opts to switch out into Miami Jizz, which is his under 400 Pokemon. Lombre was my under 400 Pokemon. That is the rule of the tournament. First round you have to have one Pokemon under base stats of 400, which is a bit odd, but it's quite a cool idea though, because it gives Pokemon like Delcatty and stuff like that a chance of more wild. But out comes my Altoro, and this thing didn't really do anything for me this battle except using Power and break that stuff. And yeah, that's not really relevant, so nah. And he goes for the taunt because he predicts me to either use a substitute, because he said he's seen a lot of Subsalic Minetrix, but that's not the case. So I go straight for the Hidden Power, and yeah, because I used Hidden Power twice in a row in his video, he said he thought it was a choice in some way, which it is not. It's like Dust Toxic made this for me. It's leftovers. It's Bold Nature. It's got Charge, Toxic, Thunder, and Hidden Power Fighting. And yeah, so anyway, back out comes Articuno to take an obvious hit from his Quagsire. He actually went for the Toxic, which was really a bad play because he didn't predict the switch into Articuno. But now I set up the Reflect, I see U-turn out because I was hoping on using Articuno as death fodder for later on in the game, which isn't really needed, I suppose. And he goes for the Toxic, predicting my U-turn, which is a good move for him. And I go into Lombre. Now he fails the obvious Energy Ball and opts to switch out into Miami Jizz, which I get a crit on this Energy Ball, which I don't think mattered because a Hydro Pump would have probably taken it out after anyway. So yeah, I really don't think this crit mattered. And I actually go for the Hydro Pump just as a safe option, because after a crit I didn't know if an Energy Ball would actually take it out or not. So I just go for the Hydro Pump, risking the low thingy chance, and yeah. So my Lombre now dies to Toxic, which is always nice for him. And he switches out into what? No, that's not his left Pokemon, he's still called that. And I just go for the obvious Ice Shard. He feared the Ice Shard and switched out, which was a great move for him. Now, if I went for the Ice Shard again, instead of U-turn, the result wouldn't have changed at all. Anyway, yeah. So he goes out into DJ Rooster's U-turn. And this U-turn gives me a free switch into Lunatone, also known as Jaffa Cake. And Jaffa Cake sets up a Rock Polish. There it is, Rock Polish, and is set to sweep for a while. He sets up the Stealth Rocks, which is all he wanted to do on this Gligo, hence why he lets it die to an Ice Beam now, because he knows I had Ice Beam because he looked it up on my channel. So he probably just wanted to try and see what type of pokes I like to use or something. But yeah, after he goes down to that, he sends back out Quagsire, and Quagsire takes a hefty chunk from Psychic, which is always nice because this Jaffa Cake's actually Timid Nature, as said in my video. I suppose you could opt for Modest, but it worked. But like, it won't really have the same speed and probably won't outspeed some choice Scarfers, which this thing can actually do. And he goes back out and shifts me just to get some toxic damage. And yeah, out comes Quagsire predicting the Ice Beam, and he actually lives this on like 3 HP. And this is all to get Life Orb and toxic damage, and toxic actually does quite a fair bit. And he actually hoped that if this bit of Life Orb and toxic here would actually take out my Jaffa Cake, so that he could actually come in and attempt to sweep with his Toys Scarf or Specs Shiftry. But that is not the case. I live on 2 HP and explode, which is awesome. And that's Jaffa Cake pooning in yet another battle, which is always nice. So now he goes into his Nidoqueen, which is actually his last Pokemon. I got into so happy. I didn't actually know this was the last Pokemon. I thought, you know what, I'm going to show so happy. And I do. And he goes for an Earthquake and max HP and 156 defense EVs does this, which is just beautiful for me. And I use the Psychic, which doesn't quite kill, but it puts him in range to get killed off by 3 hits of Life Orb. And I have 4 Pokemon left. This is looking jolly for me. So no, he kills off mine. So happy. And I thought, you know what, I'm not sending in Articuno because that would just be silly. I decided to send in Fire and see what happens, see if it can live a Thunderbolt, and it does. And lives a Thunderbolt. And he's now going to get taken down to 1 more life of it, but I get the Paralysis and the actual Para Hack in the same turn. That's like a 2% chance, as he stated in his video, which is like gay. And yeah, that's a great game. Sorry to not get out in the first round, Tony. Peace.